My name is Dr. Jennifer Clark. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and I'm an alumni of Joshua High School. I think as parents we really hope that we will teach our children positive character traits so that they'll be successful in life. While parents do actually have an influence on their child's development, what we also know is that the child's peers, other adults, and even their own desires can influence their development even more. Given just the limited amount of time we have with our children, it's really important that they're given positive models so that they can avoid self-destructive or harmful behaviors. Often in my practice, I see children and adults from loving Christian homes that have made choices that lead to immediate gratification, but that ultimately lead to long-term disappointment. And unfortunately, these actions can not only hurt them and their families, but can also impact the entire community.
So what kind of destructive behaviors can this lead to?
Often I will see young girls, adolescents come into my office that are looking outward for validation of their worth. Looking outward can lead them to engage in early promiscuity, to eating disorders, to drug and alcohol abuse. It's not uncommon for me to see a young woman in my office dealing with ongoing depression and anxiety related to the guilt from an abortion. And women are not alone. I often see young men looking to their peers for approval. This can also lead to drug and alcohol abuse, addiction to pornography. And men are particularly at risk for just developing their sole sense of worth from financial stability or physical stamina. Then in my practice, how that will affect the men is it's not uncommon to see men coming in dealing with relationships that are really damaged as a result of pornography abuse or use. You see men dealing with deep grief related to an aborted child. Also dealing with just the long-term effects of drug and alcohol abuse, damaged relationships, loss of life goals and dreams. And not only can this hurt the individual and their family, but it can also hurt the entire community. I mean, if you just take an example like drug or alcohol abuse and consider all the impacts it can have on the community through crime, motor vehicle accidents, and even death, you realize that an individual's choice doesn't stop with them, but can hurt an entire community.
So what's the answer?
Deep, caring relationships, a home where communication and life skills are modeled, loving homes where respect and love is given to all family members and the child really matters. Unfortunately, the children won't always get this at home, but the good news is they can get it from other places, school, church, extended family members, or social groups. I just can't stress enough the importance of a child having loving, caring, attentive adults in their life. Because I think often in this fast-paced world, we tend to act without really thinking. We make decisions based on immediate gratification or make decisions geared at whatever will solve the dilemma as quick as possible, trying to please ourselves or others. But I'm finding more and more if we can stop and really be mindful about our decisions, if we can seek God and listen to God both through reading the Bible and prayer, that we are really given guidance on how to not only show our children God's love, but to display God's love throughout the community.
So if you consider a community like your hometown of Joshua, Texas, what would you suggest the community do for our kids?
Be active and attentive in the children's lives. Really get to know them. Let the children know that there are adults that care for them, that are available for them to come to with their problems. Love them, act on that love for them, be role models to them and guide them, and most importantly, pray for them.
What kind of prayer is effective?
I think that while we have a tendency to just pray general prayers and hope that God will answer the prayer and resolve the dilemma, I find that the more we can pray specific prayers and ask God for guidance, and then not only wait for an answer from God, but also act on God's answer to benefit the children, that those sorts of prayers really allow us to join with God and help the children of the community.